All right, welcome back to the show. It's still morning spring on Western Spring Television. But of course, this morning is spring trend time to show you what's trending, who is trending, why they're trending, and what the entire social media space is saying about the who, the what, and the why. Well, this morning we're starting with the Dangote refinery in Lagos. I'm sure that you've seen so much information. You've seen so many people talk about it, so many pictures and videos. But it's been a mixed reaction on Twitter, especially. Many Nigerians have had things to say about this, and it's you know, they say that if you want people to tell you the truth, go to Twitter, but if you want people to massage your ego, go to Instagram. My name is Emmanuel Ujadigele. Welcome to the show. EM Ujadigele on Twitter. You can follow me and tag me to all of your stories that you want us to bring on social media here. But let's look at how Nigerians have reacted to the commissioning of the Dangote refinery yesterday in Lagos by President Muhammadu Buhari. We begin our conversations this morning with Ebenezer Wikina is the first commentator this morning. But we'll take a video now. We'll take a video to show you inside and outside of the Dangote refinery. Welcome back to the show. So it's still morning spring, Western Spring Television, Spring Trend, but we're taking the Dangote video now. So let's look at some of the facts about the Dangote refinery. We'll start with this first one for you. The Dangote refinery, as constructed and commissioned yesterday, has a capacity, is constructed 2 more quays in the port with a capacity to handle up to Panamax vessels to export, 2 quays to handle liquid cargoes. The port will have 6 quays, including a roll-on, roll-off quay. In the course of the civil work, 700 piles were drilled on some days, with total number of piles up to 250,000. It has 177 tanks of 4.742 billion liters capacity. It is one of the few companies in the world executing a petroleum refinery and a petrochemical complex directly as an engineering, procurement, and construction contractor. It has trained 900 young engineers in refinery operations abroad, mechanical engineers trained in the GE University in Italy, process engineers trained by Honeywell UOP for 6 months. Next couple of facts says that it incorporates state-of-the-art technology. It's designed to process large variety of crudes, including many of the African crudes, some of the Middle Eastern crudes, and the U.S. tight oil. 65 million cubic meters of sand dredged, costing approximately 300 million pounds, using the world's largest dredgers. It bought over 1,200 units of various equipment to enhance the local capacity for site works, bought 332 cranes to build up equipment installation capacity. It built the world's largest granite quarry to supply coarse aggregate, stone column material, stone base, stone dust, and material for breakwater, 10 million tons per year production capacity. It developed a port and constructed 2 quays with a load-bearing capacity of 25 tons per square meter to bring over dimensional cargoes close to the site directly. It is located in Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos, covering a land area of approximately 2,635 hectares. It is the world's largest single train, 650,000 barrels per day petroleum refinery with 900 KTPA polypropylene plant. The refinery is powered by a 435 megawatts power plant At full capacity, it can meet 100% of the Nigerian requirement of all refined product and also have surplus for export. It is designed for 100% Nigerian crude with flexibility to process other crude, self-sufficient marine facility with ability for freight optimization, largest single order of 5 SPMs anywhere in the world. Diesel and gasoline from the refinery will conform to Euro V specifications. The refinery design complies with World Bank, US EPA, European emission norms, and Department of Petroleum Resources emission effluent norms. So those are the facts of the Dangote refinery. But it was received with mixed reaction on Twitter yesterday. So I'd like to show you some of those reactions that we got on Twitter. We'll begin with Ebenezer Wikina says, Dangote has further exposed the inefficiency of government, because if one man can build a refinery inside the same Nigeria that 24 years of democracy for president and 400 plus legislators could not achieve, then what does that say about public leadership? Our next commentator is Man of Letters. He says, everyone who lets this Dangote refinery project slip out of the grip of Ogun State will face their creator one day. I believe that the God that is fit to judge all of them will ascribe the sins and pains of the 200,000 plus Ogun indigents that would have benefited from it to them. Amen. His Royal Softness said, one presidential candidate said he will sell off Nigeria's refineries. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government is buying shares in Dangote refinery. With 4 moribund national refineries, everyone is happy to commission a private one. Our leaders are problems. And the next comment comes from Niz Amani. He says, what Nigerians would have loved to hear is that Dangote refinery will make petrol cheaper. I'm sure many persons would love to hear that. And Dangote refinery is a big plus. That's coming from Fajemirokun. A massive one, biggest project in the sub-Sahara, arguably among the biggest in Africa. The noise about it is less than its positive implications. Amen. Happy for my country. And Mr. Sal says, Aliko Dangote appreciation tweet. The Dangote refinery is the best thing that's happened to this country in recent years. May Allah put barakah in it and make it beneficial, not just to this country, but to the whole continent and the world. Amen. And Oluyemi Fashikpe says, I have tried to hold back this feeling, but I am so pained as a progressive-minded Ondo State indigene, and knowing that the Dangote refinery project was initially going to be sited in Ondo State and Ogun State, but we lost it to Lagos State because of how the then government handled the negotiation is disheartening. God bless Aliko Dangote. Moyale Showore comes next, says President Buhari, who was Minister of Petroleum Resources, who could not make 4 refineries work in 8 years, has launched Dangote refinery. Buhari and his goons on the oil sector who killed government-owned refineries are mobilizing to help Dangote open his only one. Techlot says NNPC contributed $3 billion to Dangote refinery, and yet 3 of Nigeria's refineries are not working. CBN contributes to Dangote refinery, yet Nigeria is highly on inflation with cost of commodity over 300%, missing 6 trillion naira. Olajide says some people are saying that the Dangote refinery isn't a big deal and the world has moved on from oil. LOL. For a country that gets a large chunk of our wealth from the black gold, we ought to have had functional ones decades ago. It is better late than never. Well, those are the comments that we have for you on that story this morning. From there, we move over to what's happening in the tech industry, if you like the tech industry. But there's some good news for WhatsApp users. According to Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of WhatsApp, or the parent company Meta, it is here, yes, WhatsApp message editing is rolling out. You can now get up to 15 minutes after sending a message to edit it, so you don't have to worry if you dock it up. Let's take a look at the video that WhatsApp dropped yesterday. Well, very short graphic, but then it tells the story, the story. You can now edit your message for up to 15 minutes after sending it. So if you send I love you to one of your crushes, you shoot your shot, and the person doesn't respond, just edit it 15 minutes later and write, I was trying to greet you, and then leave it there. But the only problem now is that WhatsApp is going to notify the person that you edited the message. So we don't know how that will be, if they will show some sort of edit history. But once it comes up on many phones, we'll be able to look at it and know what it is. So let's take the comment for you now. Let's look at the comment on that story from all across the world. Artem Ruzakovsky says, finally, WhatsApp catches up to other messaging services like Telegram and Skype and adds message editing. Yannick Oronla says, is there a new management at WhatsApp? Lately, they've been releasing every feature we asked. Sam Wonder says, no more excuses for deleted messages. Just go there and edit it. Ogundin Rakinkumi says, this is bad. Many will edit all their initial conversations. Yes, as we're looking at the positives, we must also look at the negatives. You know, somebody says something and then you try to tell the person, oh, you said this yesterday, and the person says, me, I said that, show me. You go there to take a screenshot and the person has edited it. There's nothing there like that. It's going to be an interesting one. Let's see how it goes. Side boyfriend Yashukudi says, makes no sense. People will start editing to deny things they said earlier. Well, there's that. Jerome Turner says, no more deleting from everyone in the group, and everyone assuming it was an ill-advised message when it was actually just a typo. Yay. That's my own problem. That's my own issue mostly with the WhatsApp thing. Most of the messages that I delete are messages where I made typos. So instead of deleting the messages entirely, you just go back to edit. Trapboycat says, you can now edit your WhatsApp messages up to 15 minutes after they're sent. But Mark being Mark, it will still cast you right edited. Mohsin Ali Balak says, WhatsApp now lets you edit your messages within 15 minutes of sending them. No more typos or regrets. Interesting comments there. DBS Guy says, WhatsApp users can edit their sent messages within a time frame of 15 minutes after sending the text draft. How about allowing editing indefinitely, or at least up to 48 hours? Telegram should respond by allowing editing indefinitely. The last comment comes from Facebook, says, Bright Okechukwu Nandi says, this allows users to correct mistakes, clarify their intentions, or provide additional information shortly after sending a message. This feature can help improve communication, reduce misunderstandings, ultimately enhancing the overall user experience. Thumbs up, Mark. Well, that's where we leave the story this morning. That's where we leave the show on Spring Trends and Morning Spring, Western Spring Television. My name is Emmanuel Ujadigele. I'll see you tomorrow. EM Ujadigele on Twitter, but the world to follow all of our social media handles. Do take care of yourself. Have a lovely Tuesday. In the meantime, I'll leave you with this video of why it is important to avoid telling lies. This is one more reason to avoid lies.
Do you know why I pulled you over just now, sir?
Sorry, I was speeding.
I'm gonna have to write you a speeding.
Because my wife is giving birth to my son.
Which hospital?
Welcome to South Central General. How can I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if there are any mothers here who are giving birth to babies and there isn't a father.
A lot.
Oh, thank God. That's excellent. Oh, I'll take her. Hey, hon. I'm trying to get out of a speeding ticket. Just play along until he leaves.
You're late.
Nice.
All right. I'll let you off with a warning.
Got away with it.